Alrighty guys, Lindsay Duff here from Motivated Trader. I just wanted to start off my day just kind of giving a little bit of a rundown of what we see. Yesterday was definitely a move to the upside. Actually, the last few days have been moves to the upside, last two at least. And so what's happened now is not a whole lot. We're still sitting at this HTF, this highest time frame EMA. You can see everything is still in line. Your 610 EMA needs to cross your 1597 EMA and move to the upside. If I was a betting girl, I would say this is going up. Here's that bar that I love so much that makes that little tail. It closes. Well, no, it's not quite the same. See the extension of the previous bar. But this is a good indication whenever you see something like this, where it pulls down really, really hard and your MACDs flatten out, and then the next MACD pops up, that this is going to the upside. Now, it is 8:07. Market is not open. I'm not trading anything right now, but I can see this possibly continuing back up for the rest of the day. I'm not one to make predictions about what the day is going to do, if it's going to go from, here to 9,000. I don't know. I'm just here to watch it and kind of go along with the ride. But I'm going to pause this because we're not going to watch a bunch of pre-market junk. I'm going to do some stretches because otherwise we just sit in this spot all day and try and stand while I trade. A lot of times I have made my environment extremely comfortable. I know you hear my dogs and birds and all that because I have a huge green belt out behind my house with a walkway that a lot of people are walking by with their dogs and such. So I leave my door open, even though it's Texas. It's too beautiful to just stay locked into the room. So all my blinds are open, my door's open. I have a gate in the back. It's not an actual wooden fence, it's a gate, so you can see right through and just see all the beauty that's happening out there. The squirrel superhighway on my back fence. It's wonderful. So I'm going to prepare myself for today with just some deep breaths and a little bit of stretching and just a little bit of mindfulness. And we'll see y'all in just a bit. All right, so I've stretched. I've listened to some awesome motivation, which I actually posted on my Facebook this morning. It was really great. Just a little compilation of different motivational snippets that were about basically trusting yourself and staying focused and making good decisions. And that's pretty much what I look to do every day. And it was a discipline that took practice. It wasn't something that just happened overnight. There were plenty of times where I would have taken this trade in particular right here, which I'm pretty sure many people did take. You're back above everything and you pull back in. Just look at the strength of the MACDs to the downside. I know this morning I said, yes, we're going up, but that was just my intentions at the moment because that's what was happening. I believe it was right about here. And it did go up. So yay, I was right. But I mean, like, honestly, if I had tried to take the trade, it would probably been somewhere in here. I'd have felt very nervous by the time it was here, especially with everything being so flat. So now it's pointing to the downside. It pulled back into this area. It's pushing down really hard, but we're coming into the zero line. Now, the zero line on the 1597, which, a lot of people ask me why I use the 1597. Guys, I don't use the 233 because the 233 to me is like an indecisive toddler. It's just whipping around in and out, and some people are really great toddler wranglers, I was when I had them, but I'm not so great at it anymore. I like the longer, consistent moves, and while I love my children to death, I would probably not like to have any more little ones of my own. Everybody else says that's great. I'll hug them and kiss them and hand them back. So that's the 233 to me. The 610 is a great decision chart. It's a great way to take an area or take an entry and be able to have very low risk on the trade. But you know, the 1597, so remember, this is our 1597 EMA. This right here is our even higher time frame EMA. So I've just been calling it the HTF EMA, so we're not confusing. And I know I'm going to keep saying that until, you know, everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. So we know that we're not confusing this 1597 EMA with this 1597 EMA. Now, for me to feel very comfortable in taking trades, I like everything to be in the right direction. What I mean by that, and I don't mean in the MACDs, because a lot of times the MACDs are going to whip onto other sides of the zero line whenever we have a flat EMA like we have here. When I say in the right direction, which means I would like the 15 or the highest time frame EMA with the 1597 EMA with the 610 EMA, all in that order to go to the upside, or in the opposite order to go to the downside. So I'd want the 1597 or the HTF EMA followed by the 1597 with the 610, kind of like the order is here. Now, right now, it's working to, it's really hard to tell what the heck it's doing. Everything is quote unquote in order for a long. We're below the zero line on the 610. We've made that W pattern, which I see happen a lot, and it takes off to the upside. This little bar right here made me think about a long to push up right into an area that's been holding. I mean, I don't think we have this huge defined solid area for a bounce, because you could see it goes beyond it many times, but this area is definitely holding it up. All right, everything is in line for the long trade. It does make me feel all warm and fuzzy. Like, where can it go? Maybe it'll stop here again. It is rolling above the zero line. It's made the W pattern to push up. Here's the little hold up area. If you wanted to take a long trade, you would be looking to take it about right here. Like I said, I looked at this one, and this was one I was looking at yesterday. I'll go back and show you in just a minute, actually, when I was talking to a student. I'll go look at it really quick right now. It's not doing a whole heck of a lot. It may take off from here because it's above the zero line, but after all this junk, well, I say after all this junk, but, you know, things weren't in line for the move to the upside. They are now, but I can't say that I'm going to trust this to go very long. So if it does, that's awesome. But I was looking at, when I was talking to a student, this right here, as a matter of fact. I just want to make this bigger so you can see. When this bar pulled down and made that little bar that I love so much, that I talk about often, I told her, I was really thinking about taking a long right here. We were on the phone. I just wasn't. This is one I've been watching a lot with the MACDs leading higher, that pullback, and it's like that, just that arrow pullback, you know, pulling back right before you shoot the arrow, with the EMAs staying in the right direction at that time. And the 1597 was well below everything down here. So just wanted to talk about that really quick. So that was where this idea, that's that same kind of bar. It's that close at the previous close, or close at the previous low. The next bar doesn't go below that. It's got a little tail. So, you know, I'm thinking about this point. All right. Got a little bit more working in its favor. It's starting to pick up just a little bit on the 1597 EMA. We have made that roll at the 0 line. I'd like to take the long here. Might possibly. We're going to wait just a moment. It looks like I missed it. I'm not going to chase it. Let's see, where would it put me? If I entered here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which does put me back below where I want to be. It's just not pretty. I'm just going to wait. And this may mean I missed the only move for the day, and I'll still post this even if I don't take a trade today. I have the, it's my every other Wednesday. Housekeepers will be here today, so kind of have limited time with the market. I'll just put that arrow there too. I don't feel comfortable taking these, but they're here. So I do want to show what possibilities that you have, even if I don't take it. I'm pretty picky, and that was a beautiful one to be. I mean, everything was starting to open up. Yeah, it was a great area to take the trade. You're hitting that first resistance there. If you get out just based on, the fact that I drew a blue line there, there's your exit. Otherwise, there is still a little bit of strength up on the 1597. You have definitely some potential for divergence on the, strength up on the 610, potential for divergence on the 1597. Yeah, so I just want to talk a little bit about this. I thought about, well, maybe I'll just get in here. But at this point, it's really chasing after we've seen how the morning has started out. Had we had a strong trending market like we did the other day or yesterday, that would have been a great trade to take. But we don't have that happen right now. So, evaluating the market environment is a huge part of being able to make good decisions in the market. So, what do we have going on? I wouldn't say, it's just kind of choppy. It's ugly. It's kind of raw. It's just kind of going between an area that we see. I can't see my lines there. That's about right here. I don't like to do it at the low of these bars because that was where it's really trying to push, but the closes really happened a little bit higher up. So the lowest close is right there on the highest time frame. So I put it in that area. I really base these off of closes when I put them out. I look for closes in multiple closes in that area. Put it there. It is starting to open up a little bit more. Okay. it's going to break through here. This is a good spot for it. Kind of stopped giving it my attention, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling it today. Even after listening to some great motivation this morning, I don't like trading these kind of markets. It makes me second guess my decisions. You know, the next spot was right in here. And this is exactly why I don't like trading these mornings. I'm going to remove all the, well, I'm going to just go ahead and take these off so I don't, but you see them there. You know what the opportunities were. I don't like to leave those on, like I said. I like to have it as minimal as possible. Sorry, guys. This weather's killing me. There are a lot of questions that I get from people about, you know, I used to use Bollinger Bands on my MACDs. I used to use outer bands and mid-band on my price. And I used to think of it like a channel to guide me, but it was really more like chains holding me back, because I wouldn't take trades because I would be too concerned with those areas. I decided I wasn't going to allow that to happen anymore. In just a minute or two, though, I'm going to pause this until something sets up, or I'm done for the day. Well, I say for the day. I may come back later. Alright, let's see if this is going to open up and push and give us a nice clear movement past this area that's been kind of holding us up. By technical terms, you don't really have divergence, just so you know, on the 1597, because you really don't have... we go in the pivots. If you want to go in the price, then it's higher here and it's lower here. But in the pivots right now, they're both leading lower. So patience is definitely the key here, guys. I want to figure out what type of market we've really got going on before I take anything. And it looks like it's really trying to push. It's trying so hard. Let me check out the news. I'm really bad about news. I've been working to be more consistent, not just for myself, but to show consistency for everyone. We've got crude at 10:30, which is a pretty big one. Oh, I'm sorry, 9:30, because it changes my time every time. So we've got crude in 30 minutes. I think I'm not going to be here for. Okay, really quick. I mean, had you taken the trade back here or back here, it gave you plenty of room and plenty of opportunities to get out when it came and hit this resistance area. Had you gotten in here or here, it was going to be a lot more work to get out at these areas, because you'd have to either catch it really, really quick or just really hope that you can get out once it pulls down. So the EMAs had started to open up. They started to give us that look that we really wanted to see continuation. They are all in line. I'm going to take this off right now. It is still working its way to the upside, but it's just struggling. It's almost like Let's go back. Was it this day? At the end of the day, that was happening there. A lot of times it's almost like it wants to make this shift and this change, and whenever that's happening, here we had that happen where it was just struggling to push to the upside, and so there was a lot of messing around trying to get up there. It's basically like 1-point bars. I don't like it when it's big. It's almost scary looking when it's too big. I guess it's, I don't want to say scary, but just looks overwhelming when they're that big. So a lot of times if I make it smaller like this, I'm more inclined to take the trade when I see it set up. All right. It seems like it's going to be a really slow day, and I don't make great decisions on slow days. So, it's 9 o'clock. I've given it 22 minutes of my life today. I think I'm going to take my time back. Take control back over my time and do some other things more productive. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's trying to really push up and go to the upside now. I'm not going to be the one to break through the area here. It's almost like nap time, guys. Just keeps bouncing up against this area. The MACDs are pushing harder off of it on the 610. I can't even get my areas right. My charts right. I can't even say the right words today. Maybe that's a great indication that today's my head's not in the game fully. It's funny the way they flow like that sometimes. My head was really in the market yesterday, and the market had some great movement yesterday. And my head's not in it today, and today it's almost like yesterday exhausted everybody. Or the last 2 days did, maybe, I don't know. Doing these videos have kind of made me miss running classes because I'm just interacting with myself saying all this instead of being able to actually interact with other people while we're talking about it. The only problem I have right now with me running a class is that I can't trade on this chart live. It is, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have to have another chart on my other screen, which I can do, possibly, and just turn off my arrows on this one. So I'm thinking about it. One of my students just sent me a message saying he's still long. Let's see what price he got in. Good job, Miguel. I told him that I just couldn't get myself to take the trade. I see it going up and up, but I needed to break through this area before I trade. So what's going to win out? The direction. Saving the world. Out there. Yay, there you go. Good job, Miguel. So, I think I'm going to listen to myself because today's just a struggle to take trades. And we don't have to trade every day. We have to recognize when our game is on and when our game is off. The good thing about this is we can come back to it later. He hasn't told me what price it got in yet because I guess he's still very closely managing this trade. 86. Awesome. So he got in right around here. I'm guessing he probably got in right here, or maybe even here. He might have even gone in that initial move. Oh, I'm sure he did. Yes. It's just the slightest potential for divergence on the 1597. Dogs are thirsty. Okay, guys. I am going to walk away from this for a little bit. Like I said, I've seen trades. I've seen them setting up. I've seen lots of potential for up. Is it something that I really feel like touching right now? No. Man, whoo. I may have to think about this a little bit more. That EMA is really starting to sharpen to the upside. Nah, I'm going to come back to this. So, what I may do is just pause this and bring it back up when and if I do trade later. I'm not sure to take it, but I did. Now to 87.75. Good job, Miguel. I'm going to see if he'll send the chart. And if I can show it over the video that I'm taking so you can see that. So y'all can see that what's happening. Phew, yeah. I had made the decision to step away, but this right here actually, excuse me, kind of made me feel a little warm and fuzzy. Let's see if he's going to allow us to see his chart. I've asked him. I've asked for permission. Oh, he says he doesn't have anything to capture with anymore. Doesn't print screen do it? That's sad. Okay, well he says he doesn't have anything to capture with anymore, but he said he got in here and he got out at 87.75, which I'm assuming is right about here once it starts to turn around and come back down. Good job, Miguel. Let's see if I can hold on. Okay, I'm going to continue just a little bit. The housekeeper's got here. Dogs are going crazy. Crude is coming out. I don't typically worry about news. Had I been in here, I would not have gotten out because of news. I started looking back up here about this point, so it was really too late for me to get into that trade. Lord, dog. You know, it's so professional over here, right? I have Miguel working on a software to see if he can take a screenshot of his trade so we can have it in here. He's asking if I took the long. Pause it for a bit more. Okay, I saw a trade I liked. I liked it back here, but I really wanted to wait for it to slow down like it's doing here. So I'm finally going to take a trade. I do have Miguel's chart that I'll be showing y'all in just a moment once this trade is over with. Yeah, he did get in right where I anticipated. These MACDs are still showing some strength to the downside. But we're starting to get that pop up. I say strength to the downside. I'm sorry. They're just kind of sitting there. And when you've had movements like this, it's going to take a little bit longer for the 1597 to catch up. So as I was saying, you know, I saw the potential for the long back here. What happens is a lot of times it just needs to sit there for a while till it pulls back to the area. That's exactly what happened here. Sat there for a while, pulled back to the area, now is ready for the trade setup. This is so slow. It is mind-crushing boredom. So definitely after this trade is done, I'm done. There's no two ways around that. And I don't even know that I'll let this trade go as far as I would like it to go. I don't know that I'll let it go for 2 points. Let's just look for funsies. If we went from the bottom to the top and back down here, there's where our first target would be with that. Let's do a couple of other ones. Do a quick one here. I think I'm going to leave it where it's at. The next spot would be right about here. But I'll bring it back in just a moment. These 3 bars closing towards the bottom, still heading up a little bit. Don't like this MACD at all. It's not pushing down hard, it's just moving down a little bit. Do have a lot of openness in the EMAs. Like this BB. Wait, to make the tail, and the next one's starting there. May push down, but let's look. That's that one I talk about quite often. Actually, missed on a trade. Where was it? It was right back in here somewhere. Where was I seeing it develop? Oh, right here. I was watching it develop on the 1597 with that close at the bottom, the little tail, and the push up. I don't like this. I just don't like the way the MACDs are reacting. I really need to see this push up harder. Oh, but is it going to? I don't know. There we go. That's what we like to see. There we go. Perfect. If it pushes past this high, I'm going to move my risk 2 ticks below here. I'm going to go ahead and move it 1, 2, which brings me in, locks me in 1 less tick in risk. Tiny little bar, still closing at the top, pushing up with a lot of strength. And that area is about to get infiltrated down here, so it may not take this much further. It's pushing up, this is pushing up. Little tiny bar. Still a lot of strength. I want to see it push up past here. Oh, it has pushed up past there. 1, 2. All right. I may get pretty aggressive with my stop in just a moment. Move it up behind this little pivot, this stop right here. That's where it held up for just a moment. I am going to move it to a break even. There's no reason at all to lose any profits. And there we go. Okay. So there you go, guys. I'll post it. Oh. We're going to look at Miguel's chart. Let's go back to where I was talking about the entry was about, right? I had entries here, here, and here, I believe it was. And then we talked about it in these areas as well. A push up higher there, but not into the areas. Looking back, obviously it looks great. But let's go ahead and look at Miguel's chart really quick. I've asked for his permission. He said it was fine. Let's see. He got in. Trying to read the time here. This is right before 9:52. Okay, so he got in just a little bit late as it was pushing up from this area right here. Oh, I see. This looks like it was another trade that I didn't see from earlier. Okay, it's right here actually. So it's right before that long bar and the close at the top. So it was, excuse me, his was right here when he got into the trade. And I like this because you've got a lot of strength in the EMAs or in the MACDs to the upside. Everything is starting to really open up. And then once it reached just past that area, he took the exit, which would have been on my chart right about here, I believe. All right. So good job, Miguel. I just wanted to show that, he sent me his charts. And so I wanted to show that to you guys. But that is going to wrap up today. And it looks like I picked the one that was going to keep going, huh? How much did I even get off of that one? Let's see what today is. Today's the 26th. 2.75. And it's still going. Wow. I guess I picked the right spot to really take off for today. I mean, if you look at it, there was all these areas in the way, and I looked back and there was nothing in the way for a while. Where our price is currently at? Let's see. Price is at $39.93. We haven't been up in the 90s for a while. Here we go. Nope, not even there. So we've got just wide open spaces. Oh, here's our next area here. This is what I'm looking for. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, It's been quite some time. So we had a really wide open space to go to even get up there. But, so one trade today. I'll write this on here real quick. All right. Whew. That patient sucked. I'm not gonna lie. So, all right, guys. Well, have a great day.